Keep going.
A part of my Black versus is who had the most quotables, like which speech had the most quotables in it. I naturally went with Dr. King's dream speech.
I'm gonna say no to that.
Okay, I like to push back. What we got?
I'm sorry. You said because. That means you had a whole sentence.
No. I only say that I was going to say because of where it was delivered and when on the National Mall, hundreds of thousands of people there, millions hear it years later. But you say no because
of how any political party can pull from it. Not even just political party. It could be a Hershey's ad on TV, and they're gonna pull a quote and be like, "We're aligned with Dr. Martin Luther King, Reverend Doctor." And I hate for that to be a mark against him because he didn't intend for that. But nobody can pull a quote from Malcolm X and be like, you can't even pull a quote from Farrakhan, and Hershey can't do that. So that just means like the audacity of what they were saying is just a little bit more profound.
okay, so that's another marker for either David Walker and or Malcolm X for being blackest.
Yeah,
because their message can't be manipulated.
You have a quote, Blues.
Which quote do I have?
I don't know. We talked earlier. I know that you have one because your position would be that Martin may have had the blacker moment.
The only black moment that's popping off in my head was this is ruining my argument. Okay, the fact that he was on the National Mall, right? Mm. In itself was a black thing, like a black man standing in front of a very white piece of land, I guess, if you will, in front of a very white government, is saying he has a dream. And the idea of a black man having a dream in America is a dangerous thing, right? Mm-hmm. He's inspiring a sense of hope, not just to black folks that are there, but to tell these white people, I feel this way, and a lot of people feel this way. As dangerous as you want me to be, I still will find a way to include your white children and my black children together. That scares the shit out of you. And like Candace says, but I'm going to find a polite way to say that as to not send you tearing for your pitchforks and torches. So not necessarily a quote, but that moment in itself feels quotable in that idea. Whereas Brother Malcolm, he was gonna be like, yo, listen, I don't know white people around me at all.
Until closer to the end of his life. Like with Malcolm, he once he split from the nation, once he did his pilgrimage to Mecca and saw his approach, it was still black first, but he was more so open to no matter what race you are, if you're trying to change this shithole, come help. You know what I mean?
Come on back on the Dr. King side. Are we up 2? Is it 2-2?
Well, but look, but even closer to, I mean, in my opinion, the reason why Dr. King got murdered was the fact that he not switched, but he was starting to include, he was starting to say, hey, poor people of all races.
No, that's for sure. Yeah.
We're all in this together. And then when you couple that with the Black Panthers emerging and saying we're doing community for self, right? And then you get a Fred Hampton that's we need a coalition because it's not you against me, it's us against them.
Yeah, I think if we're talking the I Have a Dream speech versus
my bad,
the ballot or bullet speech, then I would probably go Malcolm X. But if we're talking overall, I mean, the thing about the thing is the Poor People's Campaign and the idea of financial reform is what put things over the edge, right? Yeah. That is the moment where it was all right, yeah, we can't have this. we can't have this. Which interestingly is the same swing that happened during slavery, right? Poor Irish folks, once they swung, once you said, hey, look, you're poor and Irish, but you're still better than black. Once that happened, okay, then slavery is a lot easier to push now. So it's the same thing here. Once you are threatening the elites by saying, when I say the elites, does that sound like super like super rabbit hole conspiracy theory?
I mean,
Anyway,
Not to me.
once you threaten the elites and you're like, all right, now we're talking about equality, even if we're talking class, even if we're talking about riches, even if we're talking about money. Yeah, that was a big problem. Anyway, I'm gonna still say Malcolm, but overall I am seeing your point towards MLK.